Welcome to The Village, a new podcast focusing on the students, staff, and community members that make Village Elementary unique. I'm one of your hosts, Chelsea Evans.
I'm Jacob Kucha, your other host. On this episode, we're coming to you and we're talking all things Stream. Specifically here at Village, coming up is Stream Day number 3. And so behind Stream Day has been Miss Anissa Lord. She's a Village veteran. She's been teaching in a few different positions throughout the years. So Miss Lord is here to talk to us a little bit about Stream, and specifically, can you tell us about these Stream days, how they started, why they started, and who's been behind the scenes helping you with those?
Oh, Mrs. Evans has been instrumental in helping that out. So the Stream Days started through a district initiative on a grant we got several years ago where all the elementary schools, was it just elementary, Mrs. Evans?
They started before I started working here. I believe it was all K through 12.
Well, they were great. So we had specific days that were dedicated throughout the school calendar to focus on science, technology, reading, engineering, art, and math, thus the acronym for STREAM. And they were pretty successful. And we did those for maybe, three years?
Sounds about right.
Something like that. And Village wanted to continue to do that. So even though the funds were not supported for the program anymore within our area, our school decided to go ahead and continue to do that on our own. So we did that for a few years and would focus on different topics like science specifically or the arts. And then they got to be a lot of work. There's a lot of planning that goes involved and a lot of people that need to make it happen. And just with all the different things going on and then COVID, we weren't able to produce anything that was substantial. So we decided this year was the year to bring it back with 3 Stream Days. So this one coming up next week is our last one.
So we've done 3 this year.
We've done a whopping 3.
Well, no, I don't think you should downplay that because once you see things like the website and the slideshows that the teachers use to teach and the videos that have been linked for all these stop and stream where parents and anybody else who's listening, we stop and stream to address each letter in the acronym of STREAM and take a little bit of time throughout the day to learn about those. And so anyway, the last Stream Day was the one where we were trying to save the turtles, right?
That was a good one. That was Save the Turtles.
Yeah. And so that one really stuck with the kids. And so I have a feeling that this one's probably going to be very similar just because there's going to be so much going on.
I believe this is our most epic adventure and probably the greatest challenge I've ever undertaken here at Village.
You know, a brief bit of background before we really dive into the Stream specific stuff. That was good alliteration, wasn't it? We really started to work together back when we were doing Principal for a Day.
Oh, that was good.
Yeah.
The Village elections.
Kids who are in my class this year, I'll still hear them uttering little things around the room about, do you remember when? Do you remember when? And so that was something that, experiences that they'll take with them as they move upward in their schooling careers.
And to add on to that, we just had a visit from our Emporia High School seniors, and almost every single one of them that shared their favorite memory about Village, it was always relating back to some type of big event. Although Mr. Battenfield did get a lot of credit, the PE was their favorite memory.
It was like 90-something%.
Yeah, it was high.
He was untouchable.
All the others were big days of events or big things that happen. So these are opportunities for us to make an impact on kids that clearly is going to stick with them and last them a lifetime, hopefully.
You know, as we reflect on that, just 3 educators sitting in a room with 2.5 weeks left in the school year, you got to kind of remember that. Like, we get so dragged down sometimes by thinking, I got to get through the rest of this content. I got to make it to this unit. I got to get the grade cards marked. Kids don't remember what they got on grade cards in elementary school. They remember when they ran for Principal for a Day. They'll remember the EBD lessons where they were solving a problem. They'll remember when they dropped the egg from the fire truck, and they'll remember when they, read a poem on a podcast. So
exactly. I have been really amazed at how bringing back the Stream Days has really evolved. Our first Stream Day,
I think so.
The theme was World Changers, and I think it was a great entry point. I think it kind of opened up people's minds but it was kind of just a little tidbit to the day. And
Yeah.
now it's kind of evolved into not only just a day, but we're having to work weeks, months ahead of time to prepare for that stream day. And next year, not every stream day will be like this, but I think a combination of the beginning where it was just a little bit and this will kind of find our niche, and hopefully next year they'll be even better.
I think one thing that was really cool that developed from the stream days is two things. Well, one, like you said, it originally was just supposed to be one day. So we focused on one unique day that our regular school schedule changed. It was different to whatever topic we were trying to highlight, which now we have some events that happen the whole week before. But I think the thing to me that was the coolest thing that's happened so far is that going into that second stream day, which was when we were saving the turtles, it just evolved that the kids started planning and developing their own ideas, which were different to the ideas that you and I started with, or they added new ones or changed what we had. So it was really seamless before I realized that we were doing things that they were planning that really didn't come from us at all, that we were just making happen. So
it was totally driven by the students and their interests.
So
and their
much
desires.
so that after the second one, some of the students said, we feel we didn't really get enough credit for really planning like this or that or whatever. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like the teachers and the staff knew because we talked about it, but I didn't realize that their peers didn't really know all that they did to make those certain things happen. So we've worked super hard going into this next one that everybody gets credit for every single idea that they had.
And we'll hear from several students later that will be able to speak to things that they are working on. So maybe it will open up people's eyes to all the stuff that they are doing behind the scenes to help with this.
I do think you bring up a good point in recognizing the kids and their effort and what they did and wanting some recognition. But I think you put it in a staff-wide email a couple of days ago about who knows what this will open their minds to or open their, or direct their passion towards going forward. Even just getting back involved in editing on GarageBand and having a microphone in front of me, in front of my face, reminds me of a friend I have from high school who was one of the first and only people to pay me to record rap songs in my basement. And I was editing his music for him. Or my brother and I having our own DJ business, DJing weddings and dances and that kind of stuff in high school and college. So anyway, I do think that's important that kids are realizing the amount of work that they're doing and that they want recognition for it, because who knows where that'll take them in the future. So now that we've gotten some background on Stream in general, Stream Day history here at Village, Miss Lord, will you give us kind of a preview of what's coming up and what kind of acts and things that we're going to see on Friday, May 20th?
Oh, for sure. This one's going to be epic. We have big plans for this one. So this stream day, the last one developed around the arts. So all the students in K-5 have been taught beyond what actual art is, but as in plural the arts. So we're taking a look into music and production and just every aspect of that. So we wanted kids to see that these are actual careers that people have, not just I want to grow up and I want to be an actress or an actor or a YouTuber or a singer, but it takes a lot of people to make all those other people shine, which are all jobs you could have.
Right. And so just to tack on to me flexing about previous jobs that I've had, you come to us with a little bit of history. You've been on that side of the arts.
Thanks, Mr. Kucha. Yeah, I have. Before I was a teacher, long ago, I got a degree in art, went to art school for that. And before that, I actually started my career in theater, working for a company in Carmel Valley, California, which is sort of like in between Monterey, San Francisco. And I worked for a company that actually employed like child actors and actresses. That company owned a theater, and I did lighting for that theater. And it started in high school, actually clear back in junior high. I was a stage member, sweeping the stage, doing the bottom of the barrel grunt work in 7th grade. And by the time I was a junior in high school, I had a professional job running lights for shows. Yeah. Lights and sound. And I did that. That was my career before I was a teacher.
That's neat. And so one other thing that I think people might want to know is, former students and parents who then come back, maybe their kids are now attending Village, they always remember the artwork that's lining the hallways, those tiles, right? However, outside of your classroom is that blue frame, which is also another piece of
the blue frame. Yeah.
artwork that I think a lot of people would find interest in. Can you give us just a
I
quick...
do. That's one of my coveted pieces, and it.
Tell us about
it. When everybody sees the blue foam frame, and it looks horrible. It's blue. The paint is chipping off. It has burns in it, and it really looks like it belongs in the garbage. Till I tell the kids, it was, in addition to my favorite thing I did in theater was literally working for theater and doing lighting. But in addition to that, I did special events down in Southern California, the LA, Hollywood area. And we would do shows, after parties for Universal Studios. So this one was the movie The Grinch with Jim Carrey. So they would use some of the stage set pieces to decorate their event parties. And that was one that was given to me by Universal Studios. And it was one of the frames that was used in the movie The Grinch. So it's always cool that I can show the kids in the still where the frame actually is hanging. And the best part is it looks like a frame when really it's made out of foam, and it's nothing made of what you think it would be, so they could see what an actual prop looks like.
I'm sure I've seen it a million times, and
you would never think twice about it.
No.
But
now you know.
So it's actually in the movie. We need a timestamp. We need to know where to pause.
It's the scene like where he's young and he goes to they're reflecting on his childhood, and it's the two older women that are talking about what the Grinch was like when he was a child in their house, cozy in front of the fireplace. It's the frame that hangs above the fireplace.
Cool.
Hello, this is Mrs. Evans from the future, dropping in to tell you that you can find this scene about 26 minutes into the movie, or with about an hour and 18 minutes left. You can also check our extra content page to see a clip and pictures.
So our stream day is focused around the arts, and there's many aspects of it. One is an art show that students are working on producing a piece of art from grades K through 5. So that's just one of the things that's going on stream day. Students are also working on actually exploring the history of puppeteering that goes back pretty far by doing an activity in each grade level classroom. And there's a lot of different events going on, but again, our goal is really to get kids to have the feel of careers that are outside in this field than the most common thing that they think of, like singing and dancing. And our big finale is the variety show. And it's taken a lot of students to make that happen. We have about 30 performers, I think, and about 15 stage crew members made up of 5th grade students who are actually producing and running the show.
That's cool. That's definitely been the talk of flex group time, especially when you were doing auditions. It'd been a long time since I'd seen so many kids nervous about doing something the right way. But they definitely wanted to because they knew eyes were going to be on them. So that's neat.
And I saw the same thing when I took some time over the last few days to pull some students who are working on these things and all aspects, people in the show, people who tried out for the show, people who are stage crew, people who are working on the art aspect of things. And we are actually going to now hear from the students themselves. First, you are going to hear a poem that kind of sums up stream day and what you might expect to see.
Hello, my name is Kayla, and today I'm going to be reading a poem by Miss Lord. It's called Dream Big. Singers and songwriters dropping high in their beats, whirling and twirling on small, dancer's feet. A magician's assistance helps the magic seem real, while you wonder and ponder the cards they reveal. Many young athletes will demonstrate skills. They'll astound and surround our small stage with big thrills. Musicians will play a few songs you may know, and our singers ensure that your heartstrings will grow. Others will stay out of sight from your view, while 5th grade stream students make up our stage crew. Big performance, big excitement, big dreams to pursue, as we share all our talents and off stage soon with you. There's jitters, dreams glitter, as we take to the stage. We'll dream big as we'll give the performance we made. The thundering applauses we delight. Our dreams then take flight, as village eagles will soon soar past the stars and the lights.
And now we will hear from a variety of students to get a sneak peek at what to expect for Stream Day number 3. Hello everybody, I have 3 students with me that are going to tell us about what it was like to audition for the variety show. So I'm going to let them introduce themselves first.
Yeah, hi, my name is Asen Art.
Hello, my name is Charlotte.
Hello, my name is Bentley.
So if you guys would be willing to tell me first, I'll have Bentley and Asen go tell us what you guys did for your audition.
So I rapped and he sang. It was like a mix-up, and then we just went in the room, and then we started, and then they had us replay it because it was a bad audio, and it was kind of scary, so we went really fast.
Yeah, it was really scary actually.
It was like nerve-wracking.
It was. But then like whenever we got done, we were really shocked to hear everybody just like being like,
Cheering us
oh
on.
yeah, just like good job, like that was so cool.
And then I was like scared, but when we made it, we were like super happy, and we
Yeah.
were like out the roof.
Yeah, we were really happy.
What did you do to try out, Charlotte?
We did gymnastics, and at the start, we did a little dance, then we roll, then we danced to our corners.
Were you scared when you went in there?
No.
You weren't scared at all? Did you practice a lot before your audition?
Yeah.
Well, good for you.
So now that you guys have made the show, how are you working to prepare for the actual variety show?
So we're trying to get our outfits together. We've been practicing. We found a really good beat that we liked, and now it's just like we might do like some choreography. It depends on how much time we have, and yeah, it's like really fun.
Yeah, like she said, we're getting our outfits together. We're thinking about wearing our village shirts. I think we're gonna wear red and black.
So I'm gonna wear my black jeans probably.
Yeah, I think it is too.
What about you, Charlotte? Do you have your outfit ready yet?
I have this mermaid dance outfit, so we gonna wear those.
You're going to wear the mermaid outfits? That's pretty cool. Because now you auditioned by yourself, but you're with someone else for the variety show, correct? Okay, so you've kind of teamed up with them and you've been practicing. Do you have a coach?
Yeah.
Who's that? Do you remember?
Mrs. DeJesus.
Mrs. DeJesus? So do you meet with her during school?
Yeah.
And she helps you? She's kind of helped you practice and stuff?
We learn a whole song.
You've learned a whole song. Okay, I cannot wait to see it. What about you guys? Who is your coach?
We just practiced by ourselves, really. We had our parents cheering us on, but our teacher's been helping us out, and she helped us find a beat.
And now your song is what you have written, right? So this is all original, correct?
Yes, but I wrote it, and then I was like, this is probably good. So I added it onto our actual sheet, and we got in, but then we added like change ups because we were making our own song, but then we had like 14 seconds, so we were like, I don't think,
Yeah.
and that was like at the towards the last few days, and we're like, we're not gonna it's gonna be too short, so we had to come up with a different song, and because I had a backup just in case.
And then that one was like just hers, that she had a backup, just that thing. It was like 30 seconds, and then we found like some more rhyming, and we just went on from there.
We took it from our some parts from our other song, and then made up some parts that try to go with it, because some is it goes into a whole different level, and then we wanted to soothe it down, so we added more things that will go with it better.
Well, I'm excited to see it, and thank you guys, and good luck.
Thank you.
Next up, we have a student who is doing one of the more unique parts of our variety show in the digital gallery, where people can go on and watch people's talents who maybe can't perform them on stage, but it gives them an opportunity to share their special talents that they can't on actual stream day. Would you mind introducing yourself?
Sure. I'm Kendall Nels,
What class are you in?
Miss Hills.
In
5th grade.
5th grade, okay. I was really excited to hear about the digital submission part and especially your talent. Can you tell people what your talent is and what video you submitted?
I submitted the video of me jumping my horse, Milo.
Have you been riding horses for a long time?
Yeah, pretty much. I started riding my horses at age 10, and I really started riding when I was like 5 or 4.
So you were jumping in the video. How did you get your video captured?
My trainer, well, she's my friend, and I ride horses with her. Her name's Erica Huggard. She took the video for me.
Now, were you, if I remember right, are you bareback in this?
Yes, I am.
So tell people that don't know, I grew up showing horses, so I know a little bit about it, and I know that bareback is a challenge. So explain to the listeners what that is and why it's harder than just what you would normally do.
Okay, so bareback is when you don't ride with a saddle on. I was using a bareback pad, which still has like a little holder, but it's a lot harder because you don't have stirrups to put your foot in, and you could lose your balance really easily.
And it can be kind of slippery.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then not only are you riding bareback, but you're also loping and jumping. Now, did you just do that the first time you got on a horse, or?
So the first time we tried to jump the horses, we used a stick, but Erica said it might hurt the horses, so she got a pole and she put it up, and that's like my first time like really jumping a horse.
Oh, wow. Okay. Now, what about riding bareback? Had you ridden bareback before?
Yeah, I have ridden bareback a lot of times. That's one of my favorites because I feel free on the horse.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, do you think you'll want to keep riding in the future?
Absolutely. It's one of my favorite things.
Okay, well, thank you for telling us about that, and we can't wait to watch your video on the video submission gallery. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we're back with some different students from grade levels, and they are going to be talking about the art projects that will be featured in our art gallery on Stream Day. So every student in the school is working on a different project, and we have a representative from each grade level who are going to speak a little bit about the project that their grade level is working on. Would you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves?
I'm Dax Spikes.
And what grade are you in, Dax?
Kindergarten.
My name is Hayden McKay, and I'm in 1st grade.
My name is Cora Rhodes, and I'm in 2nd grade.
Now, I'm going to start with Cora because I just was in your room as you guys were working on your project. Can you tell us what the 2nd grade art project is?
It's pretty as a pig. We're using paper mache and balloon with egg cartons as the nose and the feet. And for the ears, we're having cardboard, and then we used the paper mache, and then we went all over it.
So I saw it looked like a bunch of little piggies in there that were all made of newspaper. Was that the paper mache?
Mm-hmm.
And then what you were painting today, but they didn't look like pigs. They looked white. What was that?
That's just the first cover. Then on Friday, we're going to paint them however we want.
Dax, what is the kindergarten project?
We are using art supplies to make stuff that looks like stained glass.
Now, did you guys get to see any real stained glass?
Yes.
So are you finished with your projects, or are you still working on them?
I think we're still working on like one more.
So has it taken you a long time?
Yeah.
Did you use paper or colors or paint?
It was paper and watercolors.
Watercolors. Okay, cool. What about you, Hayden? What is 1st grade doing?
We are trying to make pots out of that Miss Lord bought us, and we're trying to paint them and lose accessories made out of like paper and some trash, and we're trying to paint them and make them look really cool.
Now, I saw some, I think, sitting on the shelf when I was in there today, and it looked like maybe I saw some eyes, or...
Yeah, we're making like an actual like face that you're trying to make.
Has that been hard, or...
Yes, it took us about like 3 weeks or 2.
3 weeks? What were the different steps you guys had to go through?
We had to learn how to cut them and like where the nose is supposed to be.
What do you guys have to do next?
We're gonna have to coat them with a special paint. We are gonna put a plant in them.
What do you plan to do with your projects when you're finished?
And after the art show that I'm in, my class is going to take all of the ones that we made home.
Do you have a plan of like where you're gonna put it or save it?
Yeah, I'm gonna put mine on my little desk that I have.
I don't know where I'm going to put mine.
Not yet. You'll just have to find the perfect spot for it.
I'm probably going to put mine in my living room or
That'll be neat. You have homemade art to decorate your homes with then, huh? Okay, well, we look forward to seeing all of your pieces in the art gallery on Stream Day. Thank you guys, and we'll see you soon. Now we have a 3rd, 4th, and 5th grader who are going to tell us about their art projects.
Hi, I'm Logan. I'm in 5th grade, and I'm in Mrs. Hill's class.
Hi, I'm Jaden, and I'm in 4th grade, and I'm in Mr. Ramirez's class.
Hi, I'm Jocelyn. I'm in 3rd grade, and I'm in Mrs. Geeson's class.
Let's go ahead and start with a 5th grade project, and you guys are working on a stop motion animation project. Can you tell us about what that is and the project you guys have been working on?
So stop motion is basically when you take multiple pictures of like a certain piece, and every few pictures you'll move that piece a little, and it'll look like it moved by itself.
So are there different movies or things that we would have watched that are made with stop motion animation?
Yeah, one of them would be The Nightmare Before Christmas, if I'm pretty sure.
So all of those scenes they have to make individually and move step by step to make the whole movie?
Yes.
So that probably takes a while. Have you learned about that process?
Somewhat. We weren't making like full on like videos. We were just making little shorts when we're doing it. So
how long is it kind of taking you guys to make? Is it just a couple minutes?
If it's really short, it can take you around like 5 minutes to make. But if it's like in a more longer one that's like 5 minutes long, it'll probably take you 15 minutes.
But that's just filming, right? It would take you maybe that long to film it, but you've got to make all your pieces. Tell me about your set and how you made your characters.
Well, we use like Play-Doh as our characters, and then because we were talking about fishing in ours, we use popsicle sticks as like fishing rods, and then we use everything else as Play-Doh, basically.
Okay. Now, did everybody use Play-Doh? I saw some different, were there some like Legos maybe, or did everybody mostly use the Play-Doh?
So a lot of kids, they would use the Play-Doh or clay that was accessible, or some kids would actually bring like toy action figures from home, like Legos.
Okay, cool. So yours is about fishing?
Yes.
Okay, well, I can't wait to check that out. Let's hear now about the 4th grade project. What are you guys working on?
Photography.
Now, is that just random pictures of everything, or what type of photography have you guys been doing?
We're doing nature pictures, like of grass or of us in nature, probably.
Okay, so it's people in nature or just nature, like landscapes, that kind of thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, how are you taking these pictures? Do you guys have cameras?
Yeah, we're using the iPads, and then we're going outside and take them.
Have you learned anything about taking pictures that you didn't know before?
Well, there's like line grids, I think they're called, and you're supposed to put it like the dots. You're supposed to put them not in the center, but kind of to the side.
So, like what you're taking a picture of, you don't want directly in the center?
Yeah, because you want to show the background.
Is it easier or harder than you thought it would be when you first started?
Way easier.
Way easier?
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite shot that you've taken so far?
Probably one of me and Grayson in like putting our heads through the tire swing.
Oh, fun. So did you take that, like set a timer and take it, or did you have somebody else snap it for you?
I took it because I put my like hands kind of up, and then we took it.
Oh, cool. Okay, well, I can't wait to see that. Thank you. All right, Jocelyn, what about the 3rd grade project? What are you all working on?
We're working on colors, shapes, and Mary Blair.
Okay, so what is that? What are you doing with colors and shapes?
Well, we're kind of doing a little not a landscape. We're doing a city and a castle with shapes and colors and different kind of colors.
Okay, so are you coloring that or drawing it or making it out of something?
We're making it out of paper, and then we're just cutting out the shapes. And then we're putting it on a paper that it's black and we added stars on it.
Okay, so it's flat. It's not like a 3D city. It's just like a flat cityscape.
Yes.
Is the whole picture made up of different shapes, or are there some just like free lines that you've drawn?
Different shapes.
So everything is made out of a shape.
Yes.
Okay, that's really cool. Do you know how you guys are displaying those for the art gallery yet?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Okay. Well, I am excited to see all of your products, and I cannot wait until stream day. All right, now we have 2 students from 3rd grade who are in Miss Lord's enrichment stream class, and they are going to tell us a little bit about the projects they've been working on for the stream day 3, Dream Big, and the variety show. Can you guys go ahead and introduce yourself?
My name is Olivia Lagasse, and I'm from 3rd grade, Mrs. Geeson's class.
My name is Amelia Steffen, and I am in the stream class of Miss Lord's and from Miss Wortham's 3rd grade class.
First, let's just tell us what the project you've been working on. What have you guys been doing?
Well, we've been working on costume designs from different periods of times.
What different costumes have you guys looked at?
We have looked at Greece, modern, medieval, Renaissance, many different.
What have you learned about the costume process?
We learned it's very complicated. Costumes can show many things like emotions, what's kind of happening. We've learned a lot.
Were you surprised that costumes had such a big part in theater and art? And
Yeah, it was kind of surprising that it had so much to do with that stuff.
Costumes play a big role in theater because without costumes, you're kind of lost. Like, what's happening? I don't know where they are or who they are.
I was fortunate to join your class one day, and one of my friends was able to speak to you guys. She worked on some Broadway shows and she's worked on some TV, and so she did a Google Meet with you guys to kind of talk about that. Were there any takeaways from that you guys had?
We realized how important wigs are, how much detail is put into them, and it's really cool how they just switch wigs 10 seconds. It's really cool.
And we also learned that the process, that once it all comes together, that's what makes up the show or the production more than the actual roles that the people are playing.
Yeah. Once it's all put together, it just looks really cool and sometimes satisfying to see it all put together, how hard people worked on it, I can't wait to see a show when it's all done.
You all are working on costumes for part of the actual variety show, but there's another component you guys are working on too, correct?
Yes. Yeah, we're working on the costumes and maybe some of the props with the hallway helpers.
So did you guys actually pick out what everyone will be wearing?
Well, we only helped with a bit of the outfit. Yeah. Like maybe the hats and a couple of the props.
But people are going to bring some of the stuff for their costume, but Miss Lord's providing a little bit of it.
Gotcha. And you guys have worked on that in class?
Yeah.
So we will be able to see your work on stream day on the variety show at each showing, correct?
Yeah. Yeah, because we helped with a bit of it.
Okay. Well, we look forward to seeing that. Thank you, girls, and we will talk to you soon. Now we have with us 2 of our students who are in our stream enrichment program. Do you girls want to introduce yourselves real quick?
Sure. My name is Kylie. I'm in 4th grade, and I'm in Miss Lucas's class.
My name is Angelica. I'm in 4th grade, Miss Lucas's class.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about the project you guys have been working on.
Well, it's just at the beginning of the project, we were just taking photos in people's classrooms for it.
And right now what we're working on is we're trying to make a cover for the playbill.
Mm-hmm.
And there's just a bunch going on.
Yeah.
So what did you guys learn? I saw you had media passes and you got to go into classrooms. What did you guys learn from that experience of taking photos?
We learned about we got to read you read the room to see if it was a good time to go in there, what kids were doing, and then we learned about the
The rule of thirds. Yeah. We got to learn about that. So that helped us take pictures. And we just want to thank all the teachers out there who were really nice and kind. Yeah. Pretty much everybody was welcome to let us in. And I mean, like, a lot of the teachers, they were okay with letting me get pictures with them. But the students... The
kids would all look at you.
Yeah. Like, they would just stare at you. And then some of the students, they either didn't want their picture or everybody was crowding you trying to get their picture.
Right, and you weren't really wanting just, like, still photographs. You were really kind of looking for action shots, right?
Like, if they were working.
Or is it a little bit of both?
Kind of both. Yeah, because we want them seeing, like, that they're actually focusing on their work while we get the pictures. And, so, yeah.
But we also want to see them having fun in them.
Like, so one stream student got a picture of somebody, like, somebody jumped into their arms and she got a picture of that. And so, yeah. We had some poses and people doing the splits.
Funny faces.
Yes.
So tell me about the playbill. For those people listening that might not know what that is, what is a playbill?
We're using it for, like, the information, like, what grade the kids are in, their names, and one important part is that the stream kids, they got to look over the playbill to make sure there was no spelling mistakes. And it was just showing you, like, what grade they're in, their first and last name, what they were doing.
Who's auditioning, who's, like, the cast crew. We had to go over and make sure nobody was spelled wrong, the names, because we don't want to make anybody feel left out if their name is spelled wrong. So we looked over that 3 or 5 times.
Were you surprised that some of these aspects were part of the art process, or not so much?
Kinda, because I like wasn't really I didn't expect a ton out of it, but we was doing a ton.
Yeah,
it takes a lot of work, right?
Yes.
It's just like you're all over the place. Like, you're supposed to be doing one thing, but you're like, we have to catch up on this thing.
Yeah, like when we were doing the pictures and all that, because there's other people who would have to be waiting, but instead of them waiting, they were working on the playbill cover, and we're still working on the playbill cover. I think this Friday we're going to get our final pictures in, and we're going to vote on whose looks the best.
And awesome. Honestly, it seems at the beginning that it's going to be very complicated, but whenever you get to know more about what you're doing, it doesn't seem that complicated.
Like, when you first come into stream, you're, like, trying to catch up on all this stuff, and
you gotta panic. We're gonna panic while working. It's the worst thing that goes together, but as a group, I feel like we work good together. Whenever we did take pictures, most of us, we would wait for other kids, because I guess some of us, we didn't know what classrooms were, and we were also scared on the first couple of days.
I mean, we work really well as a team together. I mean, sometimes we have, like, the times where we're not supposed to be talking, but we giggle together. But, I mean, that's really it. We work really well together.
That's awesome. Now, where can people listening see the final, your final projects?
Don't want to say too much, but there's going to be, like, a slideshow.
And the playbill will be passed out there also?
I think it'll be
passed out to the teachers. We're just going to give it to the teacher, and then the teacher can show them afterwards.
Okay, that sounds great. Well, thank you guys very much, and we can't wait for String Day. Okay, so now we have 2 5th grade students with us who are going to be talking about what they have been working on with Miss Lord in their stream enrichment class. If you guys could introduce yourselves.
Hello, I am Mason, and I am in 5th grade, and yeah.
Hi, my name is Cora. I'm in Miss Hill's class in 5th grade.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about your project. What are you guys doing in stream?
We're working on stream day number 3, which is going to be a talent show in the NPR. We're going to have, like, call sheets and stuff, each individual job, to work on the production of it.
Okay, so I saw some things when I was in there that looked like a cityscape. Now, is that what your class worked on?
Yeah. We started by taking, like, masking tape and just outlining the buildings, and then we painted them with black and cut out windows.
Okay.
After that, Miss Lord lined it, and we painted the sky blue.
That will be part of the stage decoration.
I think it'll go in front of it, and the windows have, like, a yellow sheet in front of them, so it looks like lights are on inside.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
You helped get the outline for the stage ready, and then you said something about call sheet. So during the actual variety show, will you guys be helping with that?
Yes. I think 3 of us will have headsets. Each of us are going to have like a clipboard that says every call, and we're going to have jobs to do, I guess.
So Mason, some of our listeners might not know what a call is. Can you tell them what that means?
A call is when an actor who has to like go do the role, when they call it, they're supposed to go up and go do the role.
So it's really important for you guys as stage crew to be able to tell them when it's their turn.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys will kind of be managing that to make sure it all runs smoothly.
There's also like stage departments like lights, floor, and sound.
Yeah. Yeah,
Which,
I'm pretty sure,
like, it would say, like, sound cue 7 or something. And you have a list of cues. And when it says that cue, if you have a job for that one, then you do that job when it gets called out on the headset if you hear it. And if you don't, you have to write notes, like, based on the play, so you can look for when your time is up.
Yeah, very much.
So are you nervous about that at all?
Very.
I'm kind of nervous that I might, like, mess up, but I think it's going to be really fun.
And now, are you going to practice beforehand?
Yes.
We're going to have a technical rehearsal and then a dress rehearsal.
So you'll get all the kinks worked out, and then you won't have anything to be nervous about.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sure, yeah.
What are you guys most excited about?
I think it'll be fun to work with everyone and see all the shows happening and see what it's like behind the scenes.
Yeah, really just seeing the little kids doing all their fun things and
they're so
seeing the
cute.
smiles on their face.
Awesome. Okay, well, thank you guys for telling us about what you have been working on, and we can't wait to see it all come together. So thank you, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
And now it's time for everybody's favorite part of the podcast, the Triple Scoop. We're going to start with our rapid fire questions. Just a reminder, first instinct, answer, and move on. Mr. Kucha and I were really bad at this, but our guests have outshined us, so I have a feeling you'll do the same.
Uh-oh.
Miss Lord,
This is a lot of pressure.
there's no pressure because this is all instinct, okay?
Oh, listen, I listened to this podcast. I know the Triple Scoop.
All right, ready or not?
I'm not, but let's go.
Favorite ice cream flavor?
I don't like ice cream.
Unpopular opinion.
You said go with my gut.
All right.
I know.
Okay.
As much as it pains us, we're moving on.
Sorry.
Do you prefer summer or winter?
Winter.
Casa Ramos, El Laredo, or Taco Bell?
Casa.
What is your dream vacation in 10 seconds or less?
Back home, Santa Barbara, California on the beach. Or Disneyland. Both.
Favorite movie, song, or book?
This is unfair. I don't like this question.
Let's break it down. Favorite movie?
The Empire Strikes Back.
Favorite song?
Joni Mitchell, Both Sides.
And favorite book?
The Prophet by Cahill Gibran.
Breakfast or dinner?
Ooh, that's tough. Breakfast.
Headphones or speakers?
Speakers.
Favorite piece of playground equipment?
Swings.
You a morning person or a night owl?
Night owl.
And what do you like most about Village?
The students. That's why I come to work every day. And know every day is different. It's the best part about this job. Every day is different.
You've survived. Really appreciate
Do I
it.
get a badge? Do I get a shirt? I feel like I need a sticker.
I don't know
Stream
that
Kids?
is in our podcast budget, but maybe the Stream students could produce them for us.
I think we need a sticker that you give people that says, I survived the Triple Scoop. I like
So, once again, we'd like to remind you that we are searching for artists, musicians. Anyone willing to design a sticker is also highly sought after at the moment. And anyone willing to help design some podcast merch for the Village. Thanks to Miss Lord for surviving scoop number 1, the rapid fire questions of our Triple Scoop here on the Village. We're going to keep it moving. We're going to go sports update for the second scoop of the Triple Scoop. We are trying to tie things into the idea of stream and relating to the arts here. And we found a cool list here of athletes who are artists. And as I scroll through this list, I'm looking at ranker.com. You know, I'm going to be honest real quick. After a quick Google, this is one of the first things that popped up. So, if you want to be a fact checker, we're also looking for those. It is a part-time gig, and we will pay you with high fives and stickers. So Did you all know that Serena Williams, the GOAT of women's tennis, took painting lessons in Paris before the French Open back in 2013, and she debuted her series of paintings.
I did not know that.
Also, a former Chiefs running back, Larry Johnson, has taken into pop art and painting. Didn't know that. I never would have thought he was one that was artistic.
Mr. Kucha, weren't you also saying that there was some connection with music and sports that you had found earlier?
Some of the baseball players that I grew up watching or into my adulthood were Bernie Williams and Barry Zito. Barry Zito was a pitcher and Bernie Williams was a famous Yankee outfielder. Both of them are now pretty famous due to their guitar skills. And so I didn't know if it'd be possible for us to drop in little sound bites of them playing, both Barry Zito and Bernie Williams.
Yeah. Here is Barry Zito.
But I'm not trapped in the past, no, I never look back. I'm barely aware that my heart's still cold.
And here's Bernie Williams. And now for our third and final scoop, current events.
We decided that, like the sports update, we would connect these current events to the arts. And we are lucky enough to live relatively close to Kansas City, where they have had a really cool opportunity to host the Immersive Van Gogh exhibit. And I personally would really like to go and see it.
So what makes this exhibit immersive?
From what I've seen on pictures and videos and ads that I've seen, it looks like they have taken his paintings and made them digital, and it surrounds the entire room. It engulfs the entire room. So you could be standing in the center of the room, and his painting is not just something you're looking at on the wall, it's something that you're kind of a part of, like you're right in the middle of it. So you look at the ceiling, it's Starry Night. You look at the wall, it's Starry Night. And I think you walk through and explore and check it out.
That's cool. Fifth grade just recently returned from a field trip where we went to Exploration Place in Wichita, and one of the first things we did is we watched a short little documentary about the national parks, and it was in a dome or like an IMAX screen, and I forgot how cool that is to just, you can't look away from it.
Right. No matter what way you're looking, you're seeing it and feeling it and a part of it. Yeah, it's really cool. So I definitely want to try and go check it out. And they will be selling tickets from now until, I believe, it's for sure the end of August, maybe the first week of September. So you have all summer to try to make plans and get up to Kansas City and see this exhibit.
That's cool. Another one, a short drive from Emporia, but in the south direction, is the new Bob Dylan Center in Tulsa, Oklahoma. My personal connection to Bob Dylan is mostly just knowing a family who lives, eats, breathes, dies Bob Dylan music. I mean, when iPods were becoming the thing, a guy I went to high school with, he and his dad were going through a process of where they were taking every single piece of Bob Dylan audio that they had and getting it uploaded onto their iTunes so they could then carry it around in their iPods.
Which that we might talk about that briefly for all of our students here at Village. Definitely didn't experience having records, cassette tapes. They don't maybe appreciate having all of that music. Like your friends had to work so hard to get all their favorite music in a portable format like that, that now we just have it at the click of a button.
Yep. We can open Amazon Music or Spotify and there it is. So for listeners who may not be very familiar with Bob Dylan, if I had to break it down to 2 bullet points of why they should know who he is, first, the amount of music that he has given people is insane. It goes back decades. I remember National Public Radio did a brief story on him when he released a recent album the last year or two, and it was tens and tens and tens of albums. And then also he did win the Nobel Prize in Literature back in 2016. So not only does he have a lot of music, it's powerful, meaningful stuff that Americans and everybody in the world can really reflect on. So from the website of the Bob Dylan Center in Tulsa, it says that the Bob Dylan Center serves to educate, motivate, and inspire visitors to engage their own capacity as creators. While the center is anchored by a permanent exhibit on the life and work of Bob Dylan, it also offers additional exhibits, public programs, performances, lectures, and publications through which it aims to foster a conversation about the role of creativity in our lives. So I think that's really neat. A lot of people don't see themselves as creators, and I think our Chain It Forward campaign that we've been doing the last week directly ties into that, because one part of getting the award or the recognition is being creative and not worrying about the ridicule or the criticism that you'll receive if you have a unique idea or you try a unique solution to a problem. So I think that'd be something really cool, and hopefully this summer that would be a cool thing for me and my family to go experience. So there is your triple scoop. You've had your rapid fire questions, you've had your sports update, and you've had your current events, all related to the arts and STREAM as much as we could.
Thanks to everyone for listening to The Village. Make sure you remember to check out the website that you all have access to. And a little update on that, we were fortunate enough to have the tech department give us a better URL so you can easily find us at thevillage.usd253.net. Anytime you're wanting to listen to the podcast, you can go to that website and check it out. And don't forget to check out the additional content pages where we will add links and videos and pictures to the things that were discussed today.
So to land the plane on our last episode of the 2021-22 school year, we really want to thank everyone who has taken the time to listen, both or students and teachers and parents. The feedback that we've received really does make it feel like the time we're putting in is worthwhile.
I want to add to that really quick, Mr. Kucha. This is breaking news that you don't even know yet. So while it is the Village main podcast, we do have a special mini episode that will be releasing a few days after this one that has been completely written, produced, directed by some of Miss Geeson's third grade students.
How exciting.
So that has been recorded and that will be released shortly after this one.
Wonderful. I was walking to or from lunch the other day and some students were outside of her room and said, "Hey, we're ready for the podcast." And they were whispering about recording. And so it's cool to see the buzz and what students and teachers are dreaming up of what this can be.
Right, and just a reminder, any teacher, staff member, student who has an idea for a short mini-series, mini-episode, anything like that they want to contribute, then they are more than welcome. We will continue releasing episodes as frequently as we can, plus all those little special editions from our school.
Last thing, if you have ideas of things that you think we should cover, topics you want us to address, go ahead and drop us a line in email or track one of us down in the building. So thanks again for the last time this year to ValueNet for their grant that's funding this project, and all the students and staff for making this possible. As always, you can reach out with questions, comments, or ideas. The email address is village.eagles@usd253.net. You know, as we say around here, to the Eagles in the front and to the Eagles in the back, you know what's up. This is where it's at.